Hey there, how are you doing? A very warm welcome to the channel. Do you own a Thermomix Tm6? If the answer is yes, have you tried the sous vide cooking function? If the answer is no, well, you are really missing a trick. In my opinion, it's one of the best cooking functions on the Tm6. Today I'm going to demonstrate this by cooking two nice juicy fillet steaks. I'm going to be cooking them to medium rare, and it'll take around an hour and a half. All I'll need to do to finish it off is give it a quick sear in a very hot pan. Just before I get on and crack on with the cooking, have you got this blade guard? When I bought my Thermomix, it did not ship with the blade cover. To sous vide cook, you do need a blade cover. It is essential. If you don't apply the blade cover, your blades will pop your sous vide bag and you'll get a mess everywhere. So if you haven't purchased the blade cover and you want to sous vide cook, get it ordered. Right, what are we waiting for? Let's get that sous vide preheated to 55 degrees Celsius and get those steaks bagged up. Right, okay, to aim for medium rare steaks, again, as I said, we'll aim for 55 degrees Celsius. If you like your steak a little bit more done, or more rare for that matter, I will post the alternative temperatures in Celsius and Fahrenheit in the video description. So you need to go to sous vide mode. You need to fill your bowl about 3/4 full. Don't fill it to max, because when you put your steak in, it will overflow. We don't want that to happen. I also recommend filling your jug up with some warm water. It will preheat quicker than ice cold water. What I'll also do is go in with some just bottled lemon juice, about a tablespoon. This will help prevent possible rusting of the jug. Put that lid back on and we will preheat to 55, as I said. We'll just put the timer at anything. We'll put it at an hour and a half, well, probably 2 hours. The beauty of sous vide cooking is this will take an hour and a half to cook to medium rare, but if you didn't have things ready, you could absolutely leave it in 3, 4, up to 5 hours of say, and it wouldn't overcook. How cool is that? So we'll let that preheat, and while it is preheating, we'll get that steak bagged up and ready to cook. Right, here are our steaks. Nothing fancy here, just some salt and ground black pepper. Same for the other side. Plenty of black pepper, don't be shy. Right, today I'm using one of these little pump bags. When you're getting into sous vide cooking, they're a lot easier to use than vacuum sealing. So in the bag we go with our seasoned beef. Be really careful not to overlap things. Make sure it's got its own little place to sit. This is optional. I'm just going to put a little bit of thyme on each, fresh thyme on each steak, just to give it a little bit more flavour. Quick wipe of the hands, and we'll seal that bag up. Make sure it's properly sealed all along. And let's get that air out of it. Make sure your pump's fully inserted, and away you go. Suck as much air out as you can. The less air in the bag, the less the steaks will float. Perfect. That is now ready to jump into that Thermomix. So the Thermomix is preheated now to 55. It's still running just to keep itself at 55. Obviously we need to stop it to get access to the jug. Fold your little bag up. Plonk it in, make sure everything's submerged. Again, I could have put a little bit more water in that if I wanted. It's not quite overflowing, but put the lid back on. And again, I'm going to set this for an hour and a half. That's the minimum time it's going to take to cook, just for a bit of a guide. But again, I could leave it up in here for up to 3, 4, even 5 hours. So I will see you in an hour and a half. I'm going to get my spuds cooked and my black peppercorn sauce made. Right, the cooking time is now up. I actually went over at 1.5 hours. This has actually been cooking for about an hour 40, an hour 50, just because I've been doing other things, and that is the beauty of sous vide. It's ready when you are. Just be careful, that bag's going to be hot. Just going to remove that and put it on a waiting plate. Right, I've got some kitchen towel. Now that does not look very appetizing at all, does it? But don't worry about that. Wait until it's been in that pan and it's been seared. Let's get rid of that time. While you're doing this, have your pan preheating ready for the sear. Pat these steaks dry as best you can. The drier the steak, the better they will sear. So we want all that water off them. If you want, you could sous vide these in advance and put them in your fridge, and I think they'll probably last for about 3 to 5 days. So if you're planning the dinner party, you could do these well ahead. But my advice is, before you're ready to sear them, take them out of the fridge to take the chill off them at least an hour before you're ready to fry them. Okay, preheat your pan until it's really hot to touch. I'm going to go in with about a tablespoon of olive oil for now. I'm going to heat that until it's literally shimmering. It's going to smoke a little bit because this is a cast iron pan, and I have seasoned it earlier on today, so we'll get a little bit of smoke from it. So make sure your pan is absolutely red hot, and now it's ready for those fillet steaks. Nice bit of noise as it goes in. A little bit more oil. I'm going to sear for about between a minute and a minute and a half each side. And just to add to that flavour, we're going to go in with some fresh thyme and some bashed garlic unpeeled. You can hear a lot of pan noise, and that's exactly what we want. Really good sear there, you can see it happening there. Leave that for a little bit longer. Okay, these have had now a minute. You've got to be quick, things happen quick. Look at that, absolutely beautiful colour. I'm going to go in now with about a teaspoon of butter for a bit of a butter bomb. Now start to baste your steaks with that garlic and thyme scented butter. It smells absolutely delicious. These cast iron pans are proper heavy. Just baste and baste and baste away. Check that other side. Looking good. Right, they are now ready for removing. Now we're going to place them on to a board, and all these steaks need is to rest for about a minute and a half. Again, that's another plus of sous vide cooking. Once they've rested, we'll cut in and take a look. And just to help keep the heat in these steaks, I'm just going to cover very lightly with foil. Okay, we've now rested for about a minute and a half. A little bit of resting juice there, you could add that to your sauce if you want. And now the proof is in the pudding, or in this case, the main course. So let's just go through the middle of that steak, and that is cooked to medium rare. Absolutely perfect, just look at that. Let's plate up. So all that's left to do is to plate up. Let's get a little bit of that. Let's just stick that near the camera. Look, perfect. Medium to medium rare. Creamy mash, green beans. Go over with a little bit of that peppercorn sauce again. The link is in the channel description. Just look at that. Absolutely perfect. That is my Thermomix Tm6 medium to medium rare fillet steak. I really hope you enjoyed today's video, and how easy was that? If you give sous vide cooking a try in the Thermomix Tm6 and it's worked for you, drop a comment and let me know. And of course, if there's absolutely anything you want to see me cook in the Thermomix Tm6 or any other way for that matter, also drop a comment and I'll see what I can do. Again, I'd like to thank you all for all the wonderful, nice comments you are leaving me. It helps me a lot and spurs me on to create more content. Do consider clicking like, or even better, hitting that subscribe button. So that's me done. I'll say bye. So take care, keep safe, and I'll see you next time.